podcast, Evolved, your home for Halo.
Hey, what's up guys? It is Matt Salvatore from Builds with Blocks, and I am coming at you with a brand new review of the brand new Banished Garrison Pack. So with this one we get 133 pieces, 6 figures, and those figures include a wide variety from the Halo universe. So starting it off, we get a Brute Warrior, we get a Grunt Mule, we get an Elite Mercenary, we get a Brute Chieftain, which is Bassus, and then we get a Unsc Marine and a Spartan Trailblazer. Now the cool thing about this Banished Garrison Pack is that we also get quite a few weapons. So we get 2 shock rifles, we get a grenade that is able to attach to the Marine's leg strap, we get a plasma rifle, a mangler, gravity hammer, plasma pistol, commando rifle, Hydra, and 2 spike grenades. So obviously I think the best part of this set is the Brute Chieftain. He bears a striking resemblance to a Brute Chieftain that we have to battle at a dig site, Bassus. So I think it's really awesome to actually get this guy in hand because I really enjoyed that scene in Halo Infinite. So this was cool to have. The gold that comes on this Brute Chieftain is superb. I think if we had like the Warlord in this color gold, it'd be amazing. So the colors on the Chieftain are great. As always though, I wish Mega would continue to use more of the waist piece skirts that have been used on the Brutes. I think that feels better with the Brutes. I don't know, Chieftains don't necessarily wear them, but I think it would have made them look just a tad bit better. He comes with a gravity hammer. Not too much detail on the gravity hammer. It seems to be just kind of one of those generic gray gravity hammers. But all in all, this Brute Chieftain, the detail and the color design, really great. Interesting note, the Brute Chieftain's face is different from previous blank kind of Brute expression faces. So it was really nice to see that this guy's maybe a little meaner. He looks a little gruffer. So a grumpier Brute Chieftain. Next we'll go on to the Brute Warrior. Now this warrior continues the design from previous warriors that we saw in the Halo Heroes and the armor design that you saw even in the Razorback. But this guy's red, so he comes with a jetpack and a really nice reddish brown armor design. He isn't much different from previous Brute Warriors. I think maybe shoulder straps we could say are a tad bit different, but I really like the red here. It's not vibrant or like brighter in your face, but it's very maroon Banished color, so I think that's great. This one does have just the traditional Brute face. Next, we're going to go on to the Grunt Mule. Now, we've seen a couple Grunt Mules now. This one, however, seems to focus more red on the color design. So, in previous ones, we've had a lot more grays and red and like maybe red motifs. This one is more red with gray motifs. 2 shock rifles come with him and a plasma pistol. So, he's able to carry weapons on into the battlefield. Next up, we have the Elite Mercenary. Now the Elite Mercenary comes with a plasma rifle, and again he's kind of rocking those Banished colors, much like the Grunt Mule. We have a lot of silver and red. I would say he consists mostly red. The new finger design is used for this Elite. Not much to really say about it. He is the traditional Elite design that we've been seeing from Halo Infinite, aside from the fingers. But I really like the color scheme. I like having more Elites in that traditional Banished color that we've been seeing. So I really enjoy that. Next up we have the Unsc Marine. Now this Marine is different from previous ones that we got in, say, maybe the Platoon pack or in other sets, is that he has a face covering. It is a really cool looking design, I think, this Marine. I would unfortunately say that with the goggles and the mask, there's a bit of a gap, so you can kind of see his upper cheeks, which it looks somewhat weird. I would have preferred if they had taken the visor and maybe brought it down all the way so that you don't see little portions of his face. So that's kind of disappointing. The color on the Marine is great. You know, I think what he has is the Marine Sniper from the Halo Heroes. I would say that's the chest plate that he has going on. Same colored schemes. The rest of the armor includes some tans and some darker brownish copper color, or the traditional, I would say, the traditional Marine color that we've seen in the platoon pack. The backpack's really nice. I love the color. It's got like a sandy bit, so I like that. And this guy comes with a Hydra. So another Unsc Marine to add to the collection. Lastly, on the figure front, we have a Unsc Spartan Trailblazer. This is probably the best color scheme for a Trailblazer that I've seen. I did like the one that came in the Halo Heroes, but this one, I like the darker colors. I think they did an amazing job on the shoulder pads. There's a lot of little different color variations, very subtle, but they're there. I think it adds a lot to the figure. It's a really well done and detailed figure, much like the Brute Chieftain. Interesting thing about this Trailblazer is he comes with our first Commando, well, at least my first Commando in hand. There might be other ways to grab them, but this is the first Commando I've gotten. I have to say it's a little longer than I expected, but I think they nailed the design of the weapon. It feels great in the Spartan hands. I really think that when you start adding more different color variations like we see in game, it'll really knock it out of the park. But I am super impressed and really happy to finally get the Commando in hand. The last thing that we get with this set is we get a UNSC grenade launcher, and that is something that we've seen from previous sets going back several years. Color scheme for it is very nice. So all in all, the figures that come with this set are absolutely excellent. There isn't a bad figure here, and I think all of them are great for army building. If I had to throw a criticism at it, it'd be that this set is called the Banished Garrison, and it includes a lot of UNSC for it to really be a garrison for the Banished. You know, I think if maybe we had gotten a Banished turret instead of a UNSC grenade launcher. I know in the platoon pack we had a UNSC turret, so maybe swap this out for a Banished mounted weapon, and it would have been actually nice mirroring the platoon pack if this only came with Banished figures. So I can kind of see why they wanted to include UNSC figures, but if you're buying these two sets side by side, your UNSC army is going to grow much quicker and much faster than your Banished army, and so you're going to have to kind of feel a little lopsided. And I honestly think this set should have included a Banished audio log to mirror the platoon pack. I think that would have made it excellent. But other than that, I love this set. I think for the Brute Chieftain alone, it is a solid pickup, and I highly recommend it. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this review and hanging out with me. As always, evolved.